Yep, China is still making these cheap game devices. But why would you want to buy one of those when you can buy something like this lovely RGB20 from Powkiddy or the upcoming RG351M from Ambernick? Review of that coming sometime in the next week or so. Well, these devices are rather expensive. This is cheap. Let's check it out. So yes, these game player devices are rather cheap. In fact, half the price or even less than the other devices. But are they really worth buying, or are they just a complete waste of time? Well, you can see the specs on the back say it does support an awful lot of systems. It also supports SD cards up to 64 GB, recording function and many other options as well. And as an added bonus, the devices now look a lot better than they used to. Now remember, these cheap devices used to be really nasty, flimsy, cheap plastic. Well, it still is plastic even though it looks metal, but it does feel a lot more higher quality than what these things used to feel like. You still got that useless effort of a D-pad. Well, it's not a D-pad, it's just a load of buttons. But at least the buttons on this side feel okay. You got the start and select, power button, volume here, and the digital stick that looks like an analog stick. On the back of the device, no camera, so that is a good sign. And we do have two spaces for grills, although there is only one grill on this side, so it does have only a mono speaker. And this particular model does have 8 GB of internal storage. On the top of the device, you can see we now have two USB ports. They are USB micro and they are used for extra controllers. We have a USB-C here that is used for charging the internal battery and transferring data. Micro SD card slot, headphone in, or headphone out I should say, and the HDMI out. So we're going to check this out on the TV. But what does it look like when it's running? Well, let's press the power button and boot it up. And as you see, nothing's happening because you have to switch the physical on and off switch first. Kinda weird. And then we can press the power button. And it should boot up now. There we go. And as you can see, it has that typical boot up sequence. And yes, it has the typical front end as well. And yes, the screen isn't very good. As you can see there, it's a little bit difficult to see on angles. It kind of gets washed out, so you do have to look at it straight on. We've got the usual features. We've got a voice recorder, settings, browser, which basically means browse the files on it, not internet browser. A dictionary that actually works. Watch this. So let's just have a look for my favorite word. Ass. Alright. And let's see what results we get. There you go. We have a Chinese definition of ass. I wonder if that's the British definition of it. Let's see if we can try that out. A-R-S-E. British English, it says there. Very similar kanji to what we use in Japanese. Alright, so yeah, we do have a English to Chinese dictionary, completely useless for anyone who doesn't speak Chinese. Download, well, that basically means games that are on your micro SD card. And then we got the usual quick selection option there, which you cannot change. Alright, let's take a look at the functions of this a little bit closer up. Okay, so now that we're a little bit closer up to the machine, let's check out some of the features. Now, one nice feature I do like is the fact that you can change the themes on the fly. No need to go into a menu, just highlight the theme option and press the B button. It does play back videos up to 720p and it plays them just fine. I can't show you any because the ones on here are copyrighted. Music files, MP3s up to 320 kilobytes per second, will play WAV files as well, but it doesn't handle any lossless files. Pictures, well, it kind of struggles with those. Anything 1080p or above take forever to load or just don't load at all. But one thing I am interested in is the recorder function, so let's take a listen to that. Alright, we are now recording the voice, and you are actually listening back to this recording through the magic of editing. Yes, this is the sound coming from this device right here. We're up to 11 seconds, and is that 11 seconds of pain? I think it is. Alright, let's get out of that. Yes. Alright, so we are back on the camera's microphone now. Yeah, that didn't sound very good at all, did it? Going into the settings, the usual things, power saving, display, backlight settings, and all that. We've got it on the max backlight settings possible. And as you can see, it is incredibly laggy. Yeah, these things always are laggy. Alright. And it does have a choice of a million different languages. Got English here, Japanese, Korean, traditional and normal Chinese. Many other languages in there as well. But we don't care about none of that. We want to play the games. So going into the download section here, we've got built-in games and games on a micro SD card. I don't have a micro SD card built in, or installed I should say. So let's try the built-in game. Okay, recently run list. You can see games that I've tested out on it. Let's go with Gimmick on the NES. Let's start it up. Invalid file format. Great. And that's one of the games built in. Very interesting. Alright, well, let's try WOF zip. Let's see if that'll play. Doing something. Okay, this one has decided to load. And it's Warriors of Fate, a Capcom CPS game. Now, one thing you will notice is that the sound quality is quite loud. The speaker on the back isn't too bad. It's a little bit, you know, over a bit too hot. But you know, I've heard worse. Alright, let's just turn that down a little bit. Now, as far as CPS emulation goes, it's good. It's fine. It's what you'd expect. It's not a problem. Everything seems to run nice and smoothly. But I wonder what this looks like through the HDMI out. Let's connect this up to the TV and find out. And yes, that's what it looks like running through HDMI. So yes, we got the sound as you can hear, but no image. It doesn't bloody work. And to prove that this is the machine running through the TV, you'll hear me put in credits. Ready? See? So the game is running. Something is going on, but we can't see it on the screen. And I've tried messing about with all the options, nothing works. The HDMI out on this is not very good because it's not working on this 4K monitor. So we're back over on the actual device, and yes, I did try powering it on and off. I did try switching it between NTSC and PAL, even though that shouldn't matter for HDMI, and I did try booting the device while HDMI is switched on and blah blah blah, but no, it just doesn't work. Alright, so let's take a look at some of the games in action. And unfortunately, they are not stored on this device in a very logical way. It's just a mix of all sorts of different machines mixed into, well, one big list. So it's going to be very difficult to figure out what's what. But we can see some of them by the extension. So let's give Crash Bandicoot 2 a try on the Game Boy Advance and see how it works. Yeah, so it seems to be handling Crash Bandicoot here pretty decently on the Game Boy Advance. Not too bad at all. God, I hate tutorials. Okay, a bit of a jump cut because I got absolutely fed up trying to find games on this machine because they weren't in any order. So what I did is I connected up to the PC and I made a couple of directories, and here they are. So we've now got directories for different formats, and we're going to take a look at the games in those directories. Now, I just like to make sure that you understand that when this machine came to me, it only had Nintendo or Famicom and some arcade ROMs and a couple of Game Boy Advance ROMs. Didn't have Mega Drive, Super Nintendo or anything like that. So anyway, let's pick a Nintendo or a Famicom game at random and see how it works. We'll go with Galaga Plus. Oh, it's a Galaga hack. No, we won't go with that. G.I. Joe. Let's go with G.I. Joe. All right. And I have set the system to 4:3 aspect ratio. So no stretch screen. Yeah, it's nice and smooth. Works well. Actually, first time I've ever played this game. LR triggers, are they mapped to anything? Nope, doesn't seem to be. Alright, so buttons are mapped correctly. And there will be somebody in the comment section whinging that I didn't show the save state, even though they all work the same way. So let's quickly do that, just to shut up anyone whinging. So we'll save the progress there. And then what we'll do is we'll go back to we'll restart the game. So it goes from the very beginning. And we'll go back into the options and we'll load the save state. Right, there you go. Works perfectly fine, as to be expected. No worries there. And it'll work like that on any of the systems. Yeah, the emulation is off straight away. You can tell by the audio. Well, and the graphical glitches at the beginning. But despite the audio issues, the speed seems reasonably good. Oops. Alright, let's try another Mega Drive game. Seems to be having no issues with that. That's good to see. Now you may think the screen is scratched up here, but it's actually just a mark on the screen protector. Okay, well it looks like it handles Mega Drive games reasonably well. Let's take a look at some Super Nintendo or Super Famicom. Okay, loaded that up just fine, and it seems to be running at the correct speed, or at least the title screen does. Let's wait till the demo starts and see how that works. And it doesn't. Oh. Alright, so let's get into the game and see if the actual in-game part works. It looks like this machine cannot handle DSP games. Ooh, look at that. Oh, listen to that grounding to a halt. Yeah, doesn't work. Okay, straight away I can tell you that that audio is slow. Yeah, that is not good. Ooh, it's just slowing down like crazy. Alright, let's get into the fight. Yeah, we don't care about this, just get into the game, please. Yeah, that is not running at the right speed. Now this is actually one game that I own the original cartridge of, so I know exactly how it should play. And it's not like this. That is actually very slow. Alright, let's give one more Super Nintendo game a try. We'll try a platformer. Okay, this is Super BC Kid or Super PC Kid, depending on what part of the world you're living in. In other words, bonk if you're in America. And straight away, look at that. Look how jerky that is. That is not scrolling correctly. Yeah, see, now it's moving more smoothly. Let's turn that down a little bit. It's actually quite loud. So yeah, the speed on the Super Nintendo emulation is a mess. It's all over the place. Alright, let's just see how the actual game works. Wow, that is running slow. Jeez, that took forever to come on. Alright, come on, we don't care, just... What? Okay, now we're going, yeah. Oh yeah, look at the frame rate, that's terrible. And the button configuration's a mess too. Ooh, that's painfully bad. Yeah, I think we're very safe in saying that Super Nintendo emulation is not good on this thing. Wow, that is bad. Okay, let's get out of that and let's try a different machine. Let's try Sega Master System. How does that run? Probably. Oh, no files. Well, that's a lie because there's about 100 files in there. Can't see them. Okay, PC Engine. There should be about 100 PC Engine games in here. Nope. According to this, no PC Engine games as well. Alright, okay, well I can't play PC Engine games. Let's try a bit of Game Gear. Apparently no Game Gear games either. That's a lie. Alright, original Game Boy. We'll play those. Let's see. We will go with... We'll go with a bit of Aladdin. Why not? Where is Aladdin? There it is. Let's see if it will play Aladdin on the Game Boy. Seems to be okay. Let's start the game off. So this is basically based upon the Sega Mega Drive game. And it's crashed. And I can't even reset it. Okay, time for the jump cut. I've got to cut the power and start again. So for those who don't know, you should have the Batman logo and the Batman title screen kind of spinning, but yeah, that ain't working. And that's crashed as well. It's not looking good for Game Boy games, is it? Okay, let's give one more Game Boy game one more chance. Maybe we can get at least one game to play. Ah, well this works. And yet the speed is fairly decent, not bad at all. So it looks like Game Boy, when it works, it works. But as we saw just then, two random games didn't want to load at all. So it's hit or miss, isn't it, with Game Boy? Alright, let's take a look at one more format. One that I know you want to see running, and that is PlayStation. Is it going to play PlayStation games? Now, if this runs full speed, I will be very, very surprised. Okay, we'll just put it on random play. Nope, that is not running full speed at all, is it? It's more like a slideshow. Where's accelerator? Yeah. Well, if you ever wanted to see what Ridge Racer 4 looked like in Flipbook edition, well, here's your chance. Yeah. Wonder if I can get around the corner. Let's see. Did you? It really is like watching a flip book. Okay, so Ridge Racer is definitely not working. Let's take a look at another PlayStation game. This is Harmful Park. And see if this fares any better. This is a 2D game, so hopefully this one will run. Okay, in we go. Let's start the game up. Nope, it's slowing down already. You can see it. But at least it is not moving like a flipbook slideshow like Ridge Racer was. It's definitely not full speed though. Yeah, that's slowing down pretty badly. It doesn't do that on a real PlayStation. Yeah, straight away, speed inconsistencies. It's slowing down and speeding up. It's a bit weird down here. Look at that. It's a bit weird, isn't it? So there we have it. That is the X20 from Doubles. Is it worth picking up? Well, to be honest, no, not really. I mean, it plays a lot of different machines, but it doesn't play any of them particularly well. Yeah, even this is a Capcom CPS-1 game, and even this is slowing down and speeding up. It has inconsistencies in speed for most platforms, and stuff like Super Nintendo doesn't even work properly. Game Boy seems to be fine, but again, it was just crashing randomly. Just listen to the music in that. That's slowing down like nuts. And this is a Chinese hack of the arcade game. The hell? Anyway, yeah, I mean, it's cheap, so if you want something just to throw in your bag and let it get beaten up, then yeah, why not get one of these or stick it in your car's glove compartment or whatever. But this is definitely not a premium device for sure. The X20 from Doubles. Maybe give it a miss. If you want it, link in the video description down below. Next time on RetroCore, we'll be taking a look at something worthwhile. This beauty. This is the RG351M, the brand new one from Ambernick. Now this is a nice machine. Not like this. Till next time guys, take it easy and keep on gaming. See ya.